Hari Om, Namo Namaha Sarvebhyah. A bowing greetings to all my viewers of this channel, Holistic Health with Dr. Deb. Now, in this video, we are going to continue the series called Mahagatha 100 Tales from the Puranas. So, the first episode of this series, or the first tale of this series, was Brahma begins creation, and the second one was Vishnu kills Madhu and Kaitava. Now, today we are going to continue with the third tale of the series, of the third episode, and the name of this tale is Shiva Emerges. So, the emergence of one of the trinities, and that's none other than the Mahadeva or Shiva. So, let's begin the third episode of the series Mahagatha 100 Tales from the Puranas. Shiva emerges. Earth had been molded with the body fat of Madhu and Kaitava, and it was now time to garnish it. Brahma created 8 primary mountains, including Sumeru, Kailasha, Himalaya, and Malaya, and 7 island continents, including Jambudvipa, Kushadvipa, and Pushkaradvipa. Rivers and oceans began flowing to suckle this newborn world. Everything had been embryonic inside the golden egg, and the Creator was making them manifest now. Trees and plants and fruits and flowers. The earth was taking shape, sprouting limbs and organs. It came to be known as Bhuloka, while the heavens above became Swargaloka. The netherworld below was split into 7 regions, including Atala, Vitala, Sutala, and Patala. And above these 3 realms lay Vaikuntha, Vishnu's abode. Time began ticking, and Brahma divided it into 4 yugas or eras: the white Satya Yuga, the red Treta Yuga, the yellow Dwapara Yuga, and the black Kali Yuga. Together, they would constitute a Mahayuga. The eyes of the Parabrahman were unblinking now, keeping an eternal watch over Brahmanda. The moment had arrived for Brahma to plant the highest form of life in Bhuloka, to create man in his own image. And that's where the next trouble confronted him. He closed his eyes, and from his mind issued forth Kumaras, or 4 child sages, named Sanaka, Sanatana, Sanandana, and Sanat Kumara. They were the first sons of the Creator, the first beings born out of his divine aura. Projecting from his manas or mind, they came to be known as his Manasaputras. And since they were 4 in number, they were also called Chatuhu Sanas. As Brahma experienced the first pangs of paternal love, he informed the brothers that he had produced them for a purpose. They were to aid him in his task of creation, populate Brahmanda through the act of procreation. The Kumaras folded their hands and said, "No, no?" The Creator frowned. "No. Do you dare refuse to do your father's bidding? Disobey the one who gave you life? Pardon us, Paramapita," they answered. "We are grateful that you created us, but we do not wish to remain confined within the circle of life and death. Why be dedicated to something so finite when the universe around us is infinite? We would rather meditate upon it." upon the alluring nature of the Parabrahman. We are expressions of truth and purity, and those alone can fulfill us. Not this mortal world, but the worlds beyond. Don't you hear the four directions calling out to the four of us? An alarmed Brahma began pleading with them for the sake of creation, reminding them that their refusal would render everything useless. But the Chatursana did not budge. More than propagating, they were interested in interrogating. They begged the Creator to bestow a boon upon them. Bless us, Paramapita, that we may never age, that we may forever remain Kumaras, child saints receiving and transferring knowledge for all eternity. Brahma argued some more, but finally yielded. Watching his Manasaputras leave, he felt an intense rage surging inside him. In that violent emotion lurked the third trouble. As his anger mounted, it sparked from his forehead in the form of a fiery beam, and from that inferno emerged a being, a celestial being with eyes blazing red. Roaring ferociously, he demanded, "What is my name?" Brahma sat in awe, wondering what to reply. The being's eyes turned sulphuric now as he roared louder, "Tell me my name!" Recalling that the root word for both red and roaring is Rud, the creator replied, "Rudra, I name you Rudra." Rudra was Shiva, Mahadeva, another divine manifestation of the Parabrahman. Presiding over Tamas Guna, he now completed the cosmic trinity: Brahma, the creator; Vishnu, the preserver; Shiva, the destroyer. Energies dark and turbulent were arising in his terrifying form. Brahma calmed the god down with folded hands and requested him to aid in the process of creation. Shiva agreed and instantly started generating one being after another. Brahma's joy knew no bounds. He had found a companion, one who was readily sharing his burden. A radiant smile seized the creator's face, only to freeze the next moment. What is Maharudra doing? The god was multiplying his own self. Like a cell undergoing mitosis, he was spawning his own replicas. All Rudras, one by one, an assembly line of mirror images, and as if that was not confounding enough, they were all immortal like him. Each one of them. 11 Rudras were standing before Brahma now as he raised his arms in horror. Stop! Stop! You cannot do that, Mahadeva. Do what? Bring forth immortals. Why not? The whole cosmic balance will tilt. Creation must give rise to mortals. They must die to be born again, like this very universe they inhabit. That alone shall sustain the cycle of creation, preservation, and destruction. We cannot have immortals living on earth. Can you not produce mortal beings? Shiva shook his head. I can only generate immortals. If that nullifies your process, then I cannot be a part of it. I would rather meditate. As the god departed, leaving the 11 Rudras behind, Brahma gazed at them. On the one hand, his Manasaputras had refused to spawn a single being, and on the other, Shiva had brought forth multiple beings. Neither paucity nor plenty had helped his Brahmanda. The Rudras were now clamoring for a place to live, and the Creator designated 11 sites for them. One was allotted the heart, five were given the sense organs, and the remaining five got the elements. The Rudras left, and Brahma was all by himself again, chiding himself for not knowing better, for not comprehending that Mahadeva, whose hallowed task was to destroy, cannot create, that the triple division of labor between Brahma, Vishnu, and Shiva was sacrosanct, and the cosmos would never blur those lines. Creation was his karma alone, and he would have to own it. He picked up the reins again, making way for the final trouble.